Welcome to the Teaming Up Show, your guide to the future of real estate, joined by Sarah Pomerleau.
Yeah.
I'm Josh Pomerleau, and we're going to talk about, it's our fourth video today.
Yeah.
We're going to wrap it up here with an in-person. What does an in-person interview look like?
How to conduct it.
And how to conduct it.
Yeah. I'm sure there's lots of ways to conduct it.
Oh, yeah,
Here's
for
how,
sure.
How we've done
but
it.
we've been successful. I mean, right now we have 20-some people, and it's been... And we've had
then we've had a lot of interviews to find them. So.
Yeah, a lot of interviews.
Yeah.
And so you've been through a lot. So you've definitely, so someone who's sold hundreds of houses would be able to teach you how to sell a house. Someone who's done hundreds of interviews would teach you about the successful steps to have interviews, successful interviews, and find awesome people. So let's. So you want to do a little bit of an example up front, just like we did with
I was going to say that it's if you were to just watch, they're like the same every time. So it's not hard for me to do that. Okay,
yeah, great. So I'll be the candidate.
You be the candidate. You're sitting in the lobby, right? So I have the exact same thing. I've got a beverage, so that way I can be kind of distracting a little bit when I'm in there, and I can sip in between talking. I don't know. It's just.
It works for you.
If something that works. Okay.
Like Michael Jordan, when Michael Jordan dunks, he sticks out his tongue when he's dunking. I don't know. It's just,
are you serious?
Yeah. It just can't. He just thinks he's
in
the zone.
It's like the baseball players where they're like.
Yeah. He's just in the zone. Yeah. Home run. All right. Exactly.
It's kind of like that. I've got my LaCroix.
Yep. Makes sense.
Which you can appreciate the LaCroix.
Yeah, I love LaCroix.
Okay,
sounds like that's your secret. Well, see, that was a good show.
Yeah. Okay, so I come upstairs. So I say, hi, how are you, Josh?
Hi. Yes, I'm Josh.
Hi, Josh. I'm Sarah. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good.
Good. Come on back here.
All right.
So I open the door, I come in, and I say, take a seat right here. So I'm telling them exactly where to sit. Like, this isn't like we're all just sitting wherever we want in the conference room. I tell them where to sit.
Except Andy, when he came in, he sat on the floor, right?
No, he did not. Poor Andy. No.
Poor Andy.
No. He sat in the same chair that everyone sits in.
Okay. Good. All right.
So I tell them where to sit, and it's purposely back against the door. I don't know. It just helps with my vibe. If I have multiple people in there, we're sitting in a triangle, so it isn't like a boardroom style where there's like two people. I've done it before where there's two people kind of against one across from the table. The dynamic gets funny there. So I guess maybe in the last year I've moved to like a triangle. I always
and this
have
is assuming that you're going to have another person in there. Okay.
Yeah, so I'm having another person in there just about always now.
Yeah, because whatever position you're hiring for, there's usually like a manager or a leader that is going to, or as someone.
Just a second opinion.
Well, yeah, but no, but there's a person in that department that is going to be working with that person a lot.
They need to build rapport from day one.
And you want their opinion when they see it, because they're going to be working hand in hand with that person for a long period of time. So you want to hear what questions, you want to make sure that there's questions asked there and that they have an opinion and all that. So that's why we do it that way.
Yes.
Yep.
So my break the ice is, did you find us okay?
No, you guys say that.
We were in an office condo. It looks like a townhome community. I know. I make a joke out of it. Yeah, it's kind of like our office is kind of like a townhome. I know.
Yeah. Okay.
So then sit down. So I say, great. So thanks for coming in. So Jen is.
Hi,
I'm reversed here, but let's just say Jen. No, you don't.
Okay, don't say that.
You shake Jen's hand when you walk in.
Okay, cool. I did.
So I say, so Jen was not in our initial phone conversation. We had a phone call.
Yep.
So we're going to go through some of the things that we talked about on the phone again, so that Jen can kind of catch up to speed here and go from there. Does that sound good?
Yep.
And then I said, great. Why don't you just start off chatting a little bit about what you have going on right now? Current role, because you're employed.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
You don't have to go through it, but that's how I started off every time. And I'm literally going through their whole resume. In case I really like them, I do bring my second interview questions so that I can try to kill two birds, one stone. I'm still going to do a second interview, but just get deeper.
Yeah.
But I don't even pull that out unless we're.
And the reason for that why is because on your first interview, if it's not the right fit, you don't want to have 40 questions.
Yes, it's hidden in the back.
So right there, it looks like you maybe have 5 questions on your first.
No, I just have the resume.
Okay.
Just go through that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then so you just ask questions about the resume. So maybe go a little bit through that. Pretend there's a resume.
Yeah. So I say, tell me a little bit what you have going on. So you kind of talk about.
Okay. I'm at the Pomerleau team. They kind of stink, but.
No, be at ADP or something.
Okay, I'm at ADP. I'm doing security sale. I'm selling. So I'm sales. So I'm selling security systems, and it's all right.
Great.
Am I fired?
I was like, I don't think you made it past this. So it's like, all right. Well,
shoot.
Well, tell me. I go into what we talked about on the phone, which is okay. So tell me what you like about that, what you don't like about that.
Okay.
Some of the really good questions that we ask is, there's something that you have to do every day. Let's say an administrative role that sits on your desk, and you just like don't want to do it. You're always like it's like the last thing you want to do, but it has to get done. What is that for you? So like we can kind of start learning their tendencies.
Yeah.
what are their pet peeves? Tell us about your office environment. So, are you sitting at a cube? And just listening to how they describe where they're currently at, you can usually gather what they like and don't like.
Okay.
Right? So
Yep.
we're going through the resume.
Yep.
I do, towards the end, I'll build a little rapport if I like them and ask them what they have going on outside of work. So that gives
Okay.
them a chance to talk about, I love running, or I love to read, or, some of those things.
What happens if they ask you, okay, can you tell me a little bit about that
So
position?
I don't give them any opportunity to ask anything
Okay.
until the end. I
Okay,
think,
and so at the end you do. At the end you are going to let them get. So if they say,
People's
hey, I want to
opinion
let
is
me
different
know.
on this. I
okay,
think the
yeah.
admin-
I want to hear what your opinion
I
is.
think that for myself, I do not like opening that up until the second interview.
Okay.
If I super like them and I'm worried about them going somewhere else, I'll give them the opportunity to ask a question. But literally,
And then
at the
are you going
end,
to try to sell them at that point if you
No.
did build any
That's a great
rapport?
question.
Yeah.
So if I don't like them, I'm going to say, great. After I went through kind of, thank you so much for coming in. So what I'm going to do is kind of go through all of this here, and then I'll circle back around to you via email if another interview is requested. Does that sound good? Great. And then I'm like standing up as I'm
Yeah.
saying that, so it doesn't give them the
It's like,
opportunity.
wait, I want to know about the position.
Oh yeah, but they don't.
They don't
usually
say that.
Don't say that.
Okay, that's good.
Sometimes they do.
Okay.
They'll say, they have a list, sometimes of like 30 questions, and I'm trying to avoid that like the plague.
Yeah, because you got to go
I
find the
need
next
to know.
person.
Well, yeah, and I need to know that I don't want to tell them what the job is or tell them what we're looking for. I want it just like a blank slate. A clean slate to get to know them and what they like and don't like, instead of having them mold to what the role is.
Right. We talked about that in the last
Yeah.
video. Is that's really important that you're doing everything you possibly can to see if they're going to be a right fit for the role.
Yes.
And if they get too much information, they could maybe change a couple things that they say to make it sound like they would like the role, where you're really trying to figure out
It's
if they
just
will
how you
love
ask
the
a question.
role.
You say, do you like working alone or do you like working with a team? Well,
Right.
that's a horrible question because they're like, both. I can work with a group and by myself. And it's like, no, so you got to ask it in a different way. You got
Okay.
to say something else, right?
Yeah, so what would you
So
say
what
to
do you
that?
So I
to
would
get them to
say,
that?
to dig that out, I would say when they're talking about what they currently do, I would say, do you work? I'll say do you share? You're in a cube. Do you share a cube with somebody?
Okay,
Yes.
right,
Okay.
right.
And then I'll be like, oh, tell me about them. Oh, they're, so and so. And I can tell if they actually like the people there, and they'll be like, well, that's not, I don't really talk to her that much. I actually have a really good, a good friend over here. And then I say, oh, what do you do for lunch? So a great question would be do you go out to lunch with your coworkers or do you eat lunch at your desk by yourself? Those are other
Right.
ways to figure out if you want to be alone.
And then, yeah, right. And if they want to be out in the field, you're
Yeah.
saying so do you
Don't
take,
say-
do you, what
Yeah.
do you do? I mean, for your sales calls, do you have to go out of the office and talk and go to people's houses?
Right, and then
then you would see
listen
if
to
they
what
would
they say about that.
Right. And then you listen and try to pull out of them if they like that or they don't like that.
Yes.
So then you can know if they're going to be good at doing that.
Asking them what the most de-energizing part of their job is a really good question too.
Okay. That's really good. I think that helps out a lot of people. Any other little tidbits? Say
say you
it's
like
pretty.
them.
It's pretty easy if you didn't like them.
Yeah.
Okay, we don't want to really hear that. Not because we know we just shut the interview down at that point. Say you do really like that person.
I
And
get
say maybe-
anxiety if I like them and they
Okay.
start asking me questions because
Yep.
it's really hard to politely say we'll cover that in subsequent interviews, but I usually punt to that for anything about compensation or anything about anything other than just general stuff about the job. So I'll try to put them at ease and just say what I'll do is I need to go through all of this and I'll answer a couple of general questions just about the company and just some, I don't know, big picture stuff. I like to tell them about the real estate industry and what a team looks like inside of it. That's a script that I have down and I feel comfortable with, but I don't like all these random questions from everywhere. So to make them feel better, if I like them, I'll say, so I'm going to send you an email. We'll set up another time to meet where I'll have additional questions to go through and then we can get to some of the questions that you have. Right?
That's really good.
So you don't want to answer them on the first one. I also need to go back with that person that's sitting with me here, go back with Jen
Yep.
and see, do we even like them? Because I don't want to spend the next 30 minutes going through. I might have another interview coming and I don't know, I just don't want to say the wrong thing. It makes me nervous.
Right. And so say you guys both like the candidate, you're going to do right after
We're gonna
that
be
point.
nice.
Right after that, within
Yeah.
by the end of the day, you're going to have already contacted
Oh,
that
for
person
sure.
again
To set up the next
and set up
interview.
some information. Yeah, and then you're going to be prepared to ask more questions, and then
Yes.
also start becoming pretty attractive to
Yes.
that candidate.
Yeah.
So you can really show them who we are, because
Yeah.
now you're not scared with showing them maybe a little bit about the position and all that
Right.
stuff, because you're going to know that this
Yeah.
looks like they're going to be a right
What's
fit for that position.
It sounds counterintuitive, but what's different about us is the fact that we are like that is different than a lot of other places for interviewing. So if it was just you doing the interviews, you'd be in the lobby like chit-chatting for 5 minutes after about the Vikings who just lost or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Or something going on that day, or and I just kind of get them out the door as soon as possible, which is different than other places.
No, but and it's worked really well.
It stands
for us.
out,
Yes.
exactly.
Yeah, right.
So,
right.
yeah.
You're kind of intriguing because
Yeah.
you're like, what's going on? I don't got the job, or what. You're not trying to do it disrespectful in any
No,
way.
I just want to learn about them without them
Right.
trying to mold into the role.
Right. That makes a lot of sense.
that helpful?
So yeah,
So-
that's super helpful. Thanks for coming.
I just folded this all up. That's just super annoying when people do that in the video. So.
Well, we appreciate you giving your time to us today. It was really good. I think as we talked a lot about, when we talk about real estate sales, a lot of times, or real estate building a team, there's like kind of a halfway point right in the middle, right? There's the selling the real estate, being a really good salesperson, getting leads, doing all that, and then there's the other side where it's like building the business, hiring
and
great people and operations, right? And so I've said this in a lot of classes that we've done. It's hard to be good at both. You're usually going to be good at one or the other. So you need awesome people to be able to.
You gotta fake it for a little while.
You got to
be
fake
good
it
at
for a
both.
little while on what side you're not good at, and then you gotta find other people for the other side, and
Right.
you got to be building the other side. And so you have a really good. Your perspective is really interesting, because I think a lot of people that would watch this video would have a harder time with just what that is. But then, so what I'm telling myself, if I'm on the other side of this video, is I'm trying to find one of you. Because once I find one of you, then you're going to be able to handle that job forever, and you're going to be happy in that role, and you're going to love that. So what I'm saying is put the foot down and the line in the sand that says, I'm going to find someone like that will do this every single day, that will help build out the company, because I'm not going to be good enough I'm not going to be in my natural zone, my natural strengths, to try to fake this for a long period of time.
Yeah. You
right?
gotta fake it for the first person.
You do. You
Second
always,
or
if you're
third or
talented.
whatever. I still bring you in on things.
Yeah, no, totally. And it's not that I can't do good in certain roles at that, but I'm not going to do that every single day, day in and out. You're going to beat me at that, and I'm going to beat you at the other things that I do every single day. But that's what building a team, building a business is all about. Right? So
Good.
thanks. So if you have any questions, or you want us to go a little bit deeper, maybe talk about the second interview or third, or have Sarah back, let us know. Make some comments on the teamingupshow.com, and we'd be glad to bring you back and talk about some, maybe we'll get a little bit deeper with hiring, and then some other stuff in your operational role. Okay, thanks.